So you want to build a deck on a budget, huh? This is a ground level deck. Don't worry, that's gonna get filled in right there. But this is a ground level deck, so I only use 2x6s. Let's go from scratch. All right, 12 foot. Well, it's 12 foot 3 inches by 16 feet coming around here. Little wraparound right here. All right. First thing I did, took the fence out right there. All right, this is pressure treated, ground treated, pressure treated, AC2 decking. Those are actually 12 foot lengths. That's 8 foot right there, 8 foot right here. Then this right here is 16 foot, so I needed one 16 foot and the rest were 12 foot so I could frame it in there. At the bottom of the stairs I got a double 2x6 frame right there so the board could sit flush right there. Double board right there, double boards going on the end. Okay, now when you're cutting pressure treated wood, when you expose the end of it, I just cut this piece off. When you expose the end of it, you have to seal the end of it. So right now I'm using the clear multi-purpose waterproofer because my green copper didn't come in yet. So I'm waterproofing each end that I'm cutting to make a waterproof barrier, and then I'm putting it in place. None of those had to be cut. Just these had to be cut, really. So when the green pressure waterproofer comes in, before I put the decking on, I want a green waterproof around every beam again before I go in there. Okay, right now I'm up to this is a 5-pound box of 16D nails. 5-pound box of 16D nails. There's 3 per stud, 5 16D nails. This is where the fence post is on this side. This is actually nailed into the wall. With concrete nails, it's nailed into the wall. So this is steady. So 4x4, 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 4x4. I started putting rock in where the 4x4s are going to be set in. And this isn't completely level yet. It's pretty much where I want to be because I've been building up with dirt underneath it to try to keep it as level as possible. So after I put one more stud in right there, I have the 4x4s. So the 4x4s ain't gonna go all the way to the top. The 4x4s are only gonna come 2 inches from the top, and then in the corner right here I'm gonna have a 2x6 sideways nailed to the top of the 4x4, nailed in right here in case we ever want to put corner posts. But a fence is going in front of it, so I don't think right here we're gonna want to, but possibly my wife want to have like a nice rail right here, although not because we're decorating this fence, so maybe that's just overkill. Probably won't do that after all, just thinking about it now. So this is the only one I got to redig. I don't like how this is sitting out. Now I bought all these right here. Bought all these. It's supposed to be below the frost line right there. I got gravel in there right there because I'm just sitting the 4x4s in there. I'm tacking them to right here, setting them in there, and then I'm setting the concrete inside there to set the 4x4 up. So right now, and also the reason for that is when I cut the 4x4s and set them in place and tack it, I'm tacking it to where the water is a little bit that way and the water is a little bit this way. The water's coming this way right here. So this is the beginning part of the deck right here. And like I said, when you cut here right here, it's called green copper. Green copper coating is for pressure treated wood. Now the base of this is going to be painted white. All the way around the trim is going to be painted white, and that's composite decking. And I must admit, that's been about 4 years old and haven't had to do nothing with it. We're doing gray deck stain right here. This is going to be gray deck stain with the trim of white and the white lattice around the fence. So here we go. Just wanted to keep you up what I'm doing. So I'm going to finish the second board right here. I put gravel in there. I tamped the gravel down already to start with the 4x4s to try to get them in place. Okay, all the 4x4s are cut in half. That's where they're gonna go. I know they got this right here below grade, and these right here, $14 each. $14 each without the bolt that you're supposed to put on top of that, put it in, this yada yada yada. That thing been there for 110 years. Okay, so before I'm gonna level it, I'm gonna start tacking them in with the level. I'm gonna tack one in to wherever through the 2x4 or my 4x4 to get the whole thing level on the ground. The whole thing's gonna be you want it away and out, away and out, okay? But for those, I can't tack inward this way. I can't tack in because it's along the fence line. So I got these with the double hot dip galvanized nails to go for these. I got these, and these. So with these right here, since I can't hit from the fence this way, these are gonna go like that on this one right here. So this right here isn't for leveling. This is for more or less having it stable when I concrete it. I'm gonna dig the hole out a little bit better because I want about 2 inches of concrete, 3 inches of concrete all around. I use a post digger for it. So make sure that all those are nice. And before I do that even, I'm gonna go ahead and seal. Everywhere I cut, I'm gonna seal with the sealer. Though right now it's the Olympic. The bottom's gonna be in the concrete probably by the time Amazon delivers the gray one, but before the decking goes on, all the green one is gonna be on. But I'm gonna start leveling from that corner this way. So these right here, I'm gonna make sure it's dug around real nice, so 2 or 3 inches, and then I'm gonna tack it into here to start leveling the deck. Okay, so then I gotta do the level that way. So I'm gonna tack it from the front to here. Then from there, I'm gonna go to the back one right there, level it this way, tack it back there, and then I'm gonna tack the rest of these right here and that right there. Okay, the rocks are set in and they're tamped down. I have shims right here also, but I'm gonna start with the level right there. Set these into the ground and then tack to them. Actually, I'm gonna set that one in the corner first, and then I'll tack to the corner. And then from that corner, I'm gonna tack to that corner with a slope that way. Then I'm gonna go to that corner and tack to that corner with a slope that way. And I told you, as I've been building it, I've been filling in to make it as level as possible. Look at that, that's right where you want the bubble, where it's just touching this line. You don't want a steep one, but where it's just touching that line right there, perfect. So I could tack this corner in 2 right here, just 1 tack right here for right now. So the whole deck is done, then I'm gonna get them all sturdy. Okay, so this one is a little bit that way, so I gotta bring this one down. So the bubbles a little there. So I had to dig out some of the underneath here. And yeah, and then on that one you gotta go both sides. So this one is coming back this way also. So this gotta come up a little bit. It's hard because it just, I'll be okay with that coming out this way. This one right here, I gotta bring this down a little smidgen, probably with this right here, this little dirt I filled in, and then it should be perfect. This one right here, you don't want a noticeable slope, but you do want a slope. So here's a catch-22. If I put shims under here, it'll lift it some, but then also it'll lift this some. But if I dig the dirt out, then it'll sink some right here. Yeah, I'm gonna shim it because you do not want it that much of a slope. These are composite shims, so I'm gonna shim underneath right here to get this tacked, but also I'm gonna dig that out to get that to sink a little bit on that side. So you see that's way over here, so I gotta lift this side. So you use as much composite shims as you want. You go into each other with the composite shims. You put one on one side, one on the other side, the flat side against the flat side, and then you push them in together, and that's how your composite shims work. I actually just put 2 on each other. I found it so much easier. If you gotta put 3 on each other, put 3 on each other, and I'm almost right on the money. Okay, all the main ones are leveled. Now I could do the subsidiary ones. This side, it was a little bit too high still, so I had to kind of dig out with my hands to get those posts a little bit further in and then weigh them down, but it's perfect where it's at right now. Now I could do all the subsidiary ones. Alright, so for these are the ones that I can't reach from nails on the outside. Hot dip joist galvanized nails. Now these right here, are going to be for the ends that I can't reach with the 2x4. Like I could nail those in right there. I bought a bunch of extra and I sink these in right here. These are going to get nailed into both sides right here. So it is attached to here and it's attached to the concrete. I can't reach from this side, so I'll put one in right there also. So these are for the corners, and you know, this right here, I could fit 6 nails in here. I could get 6 nails in here. If you want to reassure it, you could put that, but that's going to be in concrete, so that's really supported. It's just for the ones that I really can't get into to nail from that side because I can't get to the other side. There you are, Bob's your uncle. I dropped some dirt in there, so I'm gonna have to dig that out before I concrete it, trying to nail that damn thing in. So I got one more to do right here, and like I said, the ones that I can fit 6 nails in, I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm gonna get 6 nails in each one of those, and it's supported by the ground mostly anyways. Okay, who's ready to set some concrete? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 posts to dig. This one right here, it's supposed to be every 4 feet. The shims are in there right now. I actually might put some concrete underneath here, put more yeah, I'll probably just put the more composite shims underneath there. It's attached to that, it's attached to that. These are composite shims. This is what decking is made out of right there. I'm probably just gonna shim up right there, shim up right there. I don't want a solid because I want water to be able to breathe and come in and out, so I'm gonna just deck that. But before I move anything, even before I take those weights off, I'm gonna set it and forget it. I ain't putting anything on the braces underneath. I ain't putting any of the stuff right here. I'm gonna concrete it in and leave it for like 2 days, 3 days before I do anything else now. Okay, there you are, all post set in concrete. You know what you don't want to do the next couple of days? Step on your beams, step on your deck. They're all set in concrete. Don't forget, those are gravel all the way on the bottom, and the gravel is all the way on the bottom and pressed in. And now those are sitting on top of the gravel, but they're in the concrete. So I'm not even gonna nail, you know, I got only staked in the front is only 1 nail in there. I ain't gonna touch it and put any more nails in there until this concrete is completely dry. Now you see the gaps underneath there? More than likely, I'm gonna hold this 3 rows out with bricks. Sloped this way just minimally, sloped this way just minimally. I would get water back there, so that's why I put concrete back there, so the water slope comes this way and not that way. I might do 1 more bag of concrete and put a little berm between those 2 also. All right, done for the day cleaning up. All the stuff I broke out, I just kind of set in here because these 3 beams right here and all these to the end, I'm putting rock in to lean out this way, because you will get water leaking between your joist or whatever, and I just wanted to drain out this way, you know, away from the house, nothing towards the house. So this one right here, there's going to be rocks from this one, then everything can drain out that way. All right, so I have this patio that I put in the patio block right there, so I'm going to probably get, I need 15 bags more gravel to finish these and finish these right here. But then I'm thinking about doing 3 rows of bricks in front of here, or in front and to the side of there, but I probably in front of here for sure. So you're on bricks, and then you go in there. Of course, everything slopes away. Done for the day. The posts are set. You can't do nothing. Don't lean it, don't move it, don't step on your joist or nothing for at least 3 days. Let that dry. Meanwhile, I'm gonna start framing in this little right here and all that over there. All right, I'm on day 3 over here. You see, it looks really nice. I painted it white. Picked up the composite deck boards. The concrete's still drying. I threw gravel in here because, like I said, I wanted to drain away. I'm filling this little corner right here. Actually, I'm doing the whole thing, but I'm filling this little corner right here. Since I had the paint out, I wanted to get everything painted white before I put the deck boards down, because I want the white trim all the way around, and I got to put in the fence still. So I decided to go ahead and start blocking. See, so you kick these and they don't wiggle it, they don't wiggle it. All right, so another thing I was doing, I have 4x4s left over. This is on the ground, that's cemented in. So in the squares right here, I'm gonna put 4x4s nailed into here, so it's gonna be on the ground, especially over here. It's a little bit high off the ground, So I'm going to put a blocking 4 feet in, and in the blocking I'm going to put a 4x4 to nail both here and here. And I'll probably, you know, this is all going to be blocked in, so when it blocks in together, it gets pretty solid. So whatever I can go with my 4x4s, I'm going to cut them down and nail it in the blocking, so I get in on this side and this side sporadically throughout here. I put those there because I was going to put actually 2x4s on top of this, pieces of concrete, 2x4s on top of it, and then nail it in here also. So that's going to be, you know, solid right there. So this is like my deck on a budget. You're going to see how it comes out. And then it's going to match the stairs and match that. I did all myself. You too, you can do it yourself. See a spot I missed with the paint right there, all the way up that line right there. All right, just wanted to catch you up. All right, day 4. I'm about done with the blocking. The blocking is approximately every 4 feet. You see there's no blocking right here. 19 inches on center ended right here. So these are a little bit closer together, so they're more solid. So I just blocked in the middle. And when I put those down, those are in there really good. And that's only like 4.5 feet. So there's no blocking right there. That right there is very strong. So it shouldn't be no problem. Now when I ran out of 2x6s, I started blocking with the 2x4s. This is all pressure treated, and I got a 5-gallon pressure treated, not pressure treated, weather sealant in the basement that I'm going to spray on it before I put the deck on. I'm going to spray it really good with the pressure treatment all the way around. Now on some of these right here, you see I had the pieces of concrete, so I blocked it underneath here. So this is actually extra sturdy right here underneath here. It was the shorter ones. So on some of these and some of these right here now, since I have an extra 4x4 and this is pressure treated right here, and I have extra nails with this right here, I'm going to put inside of some of these L's, like an L right here on the inside right here with ground contact, and this is going to hold this area all right here. Probably put another one maybe back in this corner right here. I have it lifted right there. Really just every 4 feet I need them, so I can put them right here and right there, a couple of them, and I should be good to go. I just have it extra. This is not going anywhere. When I shorted up with these middle pieces, it really made a difference. This is really one solid piece right here. And then when you put the deck board across with this rock in here, these ain't moving at all. These are really steady with this rock, but this rock is just for the water. And then this right here is in with the end 4x4s, but I'm going to block some to the ground with pressure treated wood. Okay, ground contact all blocked in. The extra pieces I had, I waterproofed them and I put them on, and I had 5 gallons of this that I put in a pressure sprayer, and I'm gonna do 2 or 3 coats of all this before I put the deck on. I got blocks underneath, bricks underneath, and this is not going anywhere. This is, and it's all put in with concrete on the all 4 feet all around, and then it's into the brick over here, into the wood over there, into the wood over there. So it's really in there good. And then these are just post 4x4s that I nailed in. I pressure water treated, they're pressure treated wood, and it's just holding it up so it don't bounce or spring, and those don't let the boards go in. I'm gonna waterproof it, start putting the posts, and then tomorrow I'll start cutting the deck. All right, I have 5 gallons of this. Everything around that is going to be sprayed. Every single thing around it. All right, let's talk composite deck screws. So I'm almost out of now the board is the Tropics. All right, let's talk deck screws. I'm using deck mates from Home Depot. 10-pound deck mate. You see all I have left right there? I'm gonna have a bunch left over. All right, so this is 12 feet 3 inches by 16 feet. I didn't have to cut the 16 footers, but I just screwed them all in right now. All right, on your, do you pre-drill? Yes, I pre-drilled. This is Title Gray from Lowe's. The board's Title Gray from Lowe's. It is the grooved edge. What I don't like about the grooved edge, yeah, that's dirty. I'm gonna pressure wash it right now. The grooved edge is the internal boards, and the outer board is supposed to be the round edge. The round edge is an $82 board, although they only sell it in 8-foot sections, so I would have everything else solid but a little section right there. So I just kept the grooved edge on the other side. Okay, I did pre-drill. I pre-drilled the deck screws. This is an Impact, Craftsman Impact. I have it on #1, okay? Trying to get these deck screws into the 2x6s and through the board, this is just straining too much. So I used, I'd venture to say, 964 drill bit. You see it's smaller than the deck screw, okay? Now these right here, I didn't pre-drill, and you see some of them mushroomed. This is 4 years ago I did this, some of them mushroomed. Now this, I pre-drilled, none mushroomed at all. So the screws are from 10 pounds from Home Depot. The boards are from Lowe's, Tidal Gray. They're not Trex, they're the Island Tropics or the Tropic something. Now I gotta pressure wash these, but these are 4 years old. They didn't fade, they did nothing. I've been going in and outside, moving dirt around and all this. That's why they're dirty. I'm gonna pressure wash those. They did last 4 years. The cost of them was $33, a 16-foot board, $29 a 12-foot board. All right, but that's only gonna be like 10.5, but I didn't need the 12-foot boards. And as I said, I did pre-drill. Some of them say don't pre-drill, you don't have to pre-drill. They actually look nice and they look flush that I pre-drilled, and my impact gun didn't strain as much, you know, and I only have it on 1. So they're flush, they're really good. I'm jumping on them, they're held down really good. So yes, I would venture to say for me and my thing, and there's no mushroom heads. These same boards I didn't pre-drill and I got some mushroom heads. Now these boards are from 4 years ago and they look identical other than they're dirty. I did go the opposite way on the boards this way. So when you come down, it's the same color board, but you kind of know where your board ends. All right. Now another thing about the deck board, I'm about to carry all these inside right now, all these inside, because it's 91 degrees right now. And if you kneel on this, if you touch this, this is hot. This is really hot. And the plastic expands and contracts, expands and contracts. So if I were to try to cut those boards right now, 90 degrees, it's too hot. I'm gonna carry them in the basement and I'm gonna let them cool off, and then I'm gonna make my cuts for this side later on after the board cools and gets to room temperature. If you're gonna put this down, do it during the evening time or do it during nighttime, or when it's not it's 105 heat index. I cannot cut those and lay those right now. The plastic, even the plastic is so hot, it'll be hard on the blade. All right, here we go, working with composite decking. The deck is, well, you've seen it took me like 4 days to build this deck right here. Bom, bom, bom. But my last strip right here on the end, I had the back cut. You see the little piece? Looks perfect, right? It's not to me. Since I had the back cut, the composite, this is a lighter gray. The composite, it shows like this is your composite deck, but then you back cut, and this is what is showing right in there. So I'm such a perfectionist. I took this into Ace Hardware and I color matched it with Royal Satin Exterior Paint and Primer. This is paint and primer, and I got a little brush to brush that in right there. So the rest of the deck I do not have to paint, but I am gonna brush that in right there. You see the light gray? I'm gonna put a little paint on there, then I'll show you the rest. Took the piece in and then I color matched it, and I got the little paintbrush. I'm barely putting anything on there because I really don't want to try to get anything on anything else but inside the deck right here. And this is actually the perfect color that matches the deck. Probably could have went with a smaller paintbrush, but let me show you the difference. And the top of the deck, this right here, this side right here is durable. You could use just wipe the top of it off so it can stay on the inside. And then you can't see the light gray right there. It's dark gray where you can't see it anymore. So that's what I'm doing right here to color match, because I had to back cut this, and when you back cut it, it leaves a different color. Now look, it all looks natural all the way down. And then here's where I stop and see how it's white, it's plastic, and then that's the gray color of the whole deck. So I'm gonna put 2 or 3 really good coats on this so I don't gotta mess with it anymore. But when you back cut composite deck, your seam shows it. Now that is so much more fulfilling, seeing that match the rest of the deck.